What's up, y'all? We're back on CNC Podcast. It's me, Thomas, and for the second time, and as always, Luke and Isaiah. So, let's get into it. First of all, most important thing, pineapples eat people. Did you know this, Isaiah? I think it's hilarious.
Listen, Thomas,
it's just stupid.
Thomas, I don't know what in the world you were talking about.
Did you know pineapples eat people? So this is just a little side note.
You tell me like a pineapple sit there and
okay,
be like, oh, shoot,
no,
yeah.
What it really is,
they make the conscious decision. They're going to
They can't eat like flies and stuff, but like, so when you eat a pineapple, do you ever feel like a tingling on the roof of your mouth or your tongue?
Dude, how are they eating a fly? Wait.
I'm about to tell you. Okay. Would you answer the question? Right. You would feel like it's like a little weird eating it?
I feel like acid, but like that's something that's orange juice. It's like orange juice, though.
Yeah, fair enough. But anyway, so this enzyme called bromelain, and what it does is it eats proteins, and since we're made of proteins, like our skin, it's actually trying to eat you, but our stomach acid kills it, so it's okay. You can still safely eat pineapple.
Anyways, I just like this called bromelain.
Bromelain. Your bro.
Bromelain.
Anyways, two other quick side notes. My UNC Tar Heels, go to school there, go Heels. Ran for 544 rushing yards. Killed Miami. Just want to say that NCAA record. Also, Isaiah, do you know you can buy a fireball shooter to put on your wrist?
If you shoot webs?
No, it's fireballs.
Well, then it doesn't matter, does it, Thomas?
I mean, that's a good point. On to our first little bit. Luke, I liked how last week we had docket as our word of the week.
Docket was the word of the day.
Word of the day. I'm sorry.
Yeah, word of the day.
Isaiah, do you know what our word of the day is this week?
No, Thomas.
We came up with it before you.
It's what, right? Is what we said.
Word of the day today is humility.
Oh, no, it's humility. My bad. Humility. Because that's a little bit of what Jake Paul needs right now.
That's so funny. He hasn't seen the clip yet.
I'm really disappointed I haven't seen it.
So we're going to show the clip to you guys right now, and we're going to show the clip to him. You guys won't see that part, but it doesn't matter.
And this was him calling out Connor McGregor. And just, this happened today. This was filmed on Tuesday, the 15th. It's something.
I'm glad you had to look down at your computer. 15th? Yeah,
we're good. Confirm.
We're good. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, cool.
And he hasn't seen it at all. So this is a genuine reaction.
I'm really disappointed I haven't seen it. It's like
he's been busy.
I usually watch Logan's podcast too, and I haven't seen it.
Yeah, because Logan, his brother, and we're not going to talk about the Paul brothers every week. It's just that last week it was the big thing. He knocked out Nate Robinson, and then he's fighting for.
Then he gave us this.
I know, right?
I want to see it.
The same guy that had a cool little shot, like entertaining thing, now went to this.
Check that out. It's having Snoop Dogg.
That is
anyways.
Cool. Yeah.
What the fuck is up, you Irish cunt? Good morning, Connor McGregor. I know you're probably beating up old dudes in a bar right now, or maybe you're jacking off because you're sick of fucking your wife. I mean, she's a 4, Connor. You could do a lot better, but happy Monday. My team sent you a $50 million offer this morning. $50 million cash, proof of funds, the biggest fight offer you've ever been offered, but you're scared to fight me, Connor. You're ducking me because you don't want to lose to a fucking YouTuber. You're 0-1 as a boxer. I'm 2-0 as a boxer. I just came off the 8th biggest pay-per-view event in history, but you want to fight Dustin Prober, who has less followers on Instagram than my fucking dog. That's a fact. And Dana White, you're a fucking pussy too, you ugly fucking bald bitch. You said there's 0% chance of this fight happening, but there's 0% chance of you getting some fucking pussy. Connor, you're scared. Dana, you're scared. Sign the fucking contract, you idiots. Jesus fucking Christ. Irish bitch.
Isaiah, your initial reactions to that?
I don't think you're joking. Yeah.
Bro,
well,
that's mad. That's crazy.
You mean you just that's
dude? And he why?
Okay,
what was his logical? As someone who tries to defend Jake Paul, Isaiah's not a butthole. I can't.
I'm not gonna say defend him. I can kind of see his side sometimes. I will say this. He did do it in a Lamborghini, which looks pretty nice. I mean
let's go to the aesthetics.
That's
like $50 million. Now, is this from Jake Paul's offering the $50 million?
Yeah, I think Jake Paul's putting up the money.
Connor has to put up the money too then to fight.
I don't really know how that works because usually there's a sponsor with a fight.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if this is Jake Paul's money. I don't think it is. It's some outsider.
I feel like
despite
who's definitely outside.
It doesn't matter.
It's organized to where $50 million can be put up.
Here's how I see it. Okay, honestly, I thought it was gonna be a lot worse. Here's how I see it. I think
it's pretty bad.
It's bad. But listen, he promoted his fight trying to make money. Okay, in a terrible way. Okay, but somehow he's going to make money off of this. Thomas,
it is effective marketing. Let's be honest. It is effective.
He's got more publicity. Okay,
absolutely.
And think about it. He signs that contract. That's probably the biggest payday he's gonna have.
Oh, it's one of the bigger paydays in
Think about
sports,
this.
period.
Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor's fault. Okay, now Logan Paul is fighting Floyd Mayweather.
Wouldn't that be sick?
And now McGregor and
Would
Jake
that
Paul.
not be so
Imagine
cool,
that was
bro?
the undercard.
I say I don't think you could because they're both two big fights. But now here's the thing. First of all, we're
Back
not
to
going to
back.
usually show
Back to
clips of people acting childish and cussing people out for no reason. But this was insane. Like, blew my mind that he would do that. Because I was like, Jake's kind of like, he has an attitude about him. But I was like, surely he's not terrible. I mean,
this seems so malicious. Like,
that's the best word.
There's nothing about it that's like, I don't understand how
it's like his team, or they're like, oh yeah, that's great.
I know,
that's
right?
a good
The people
idea.
recording it are like, this is what you should post towards Conor McGregor,
Right.
bro.
It's like
Crazy.
No,
When
he needs to fight
people,
somebody else
like-
before Conor McGregor. I think so.
You see stuff
I think
like
he
when
should probably
politicians
fight a couple
say
more.
something wrong, and it's just like, I know you have a whole crew of people who are supposed to be telling you, no, don't do
Yeah,
this. Like,
At the end of the day, though, he still has a multi-million-dollar house and car. He's gonna go to.
what
So.
the fuck? Oh yeah, I mean, but so yeah, I just think it's childish.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I agree.
But effective, because now if I'm Conor McGregor, you can't not defend your wife. First of all, very rude to call her that and put her into numbers. And second of all, she's not ugly.
I have never seen a picture.
She's an attractive woman. She's a nice looking lady. Look at the picture. of her.
No, Jake Paul has high standards.
He's only following like
He's
two
one
people.
of the only two people he follows. Conor McGregor.
It's
He's just trying to call her out.
some other chick
he's
and
just
her.
No, he unfollowed whoever else.
This is Conor McGregor's wife.
Yeah, like she's not.
No,
absolutely. That he was just saying that to get under his. That's just rude. For
He's just picking at him.
yeah,
pretty much.
and we're not saying it's rude just because she actually is attractive. It's rude in general, but then he's also wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I understand that.
Yeah, like. Yeah, why bring her into it? What has she done? What has she done today?
No, it will make Conor mad. I understand. Like,
And
he's going.
Conor already has anger issues. He got arrested for like throwing a chair at a bus a year or two ago or something.
It would be a great fight. I feel like if they're doing their like face-to-face thing, they're just somebody's throwing like a punch. I mean, they're not going to sit there.
I don't believe if you're going to mess with somebody that Conor McGregor's the dude to mess with.
Absolutely not.
Like
Dude.
this guy is one of the best UFC MMA fighters.
Yeah.
when he
in the
said
sport.
best, did he have a little accent with it?
I don't know.
I feel like I
Best?
heard like a little Irish, like when you said best.
I'm the best.
He's secretly Conor McGregor, and he's just like, yeah, he's great, guys.
He's fantastic.
Hey.
I'm his burner account.
But Jake is a bigger individual.
I don't care.
Now it's not the difference between like Logan and Mayweather. That's a big.
Yeah, it's not as big of a difference because I think Conor had to cut to get closer to Mayweather's weight, if I remember correctly.
He's
when they
170. Jake's 200.
But Conor could put on muscle if he wanted to.
That's fair. He's
Like-
shorter, but less reach. But yeah, I think Jake's a boxer. Mayweather's not. Okay, but not Mayweather. Mayweather is. Yeah, McGregor's not a boxer. So UFC, McGregor's gonna kill him. But if it's a boxing match,
But did you watch?
That's true.
I don't know if you watched them.
I went back and watched.
I
it.
watched.
Yeah, watched the
I
fight.
actually got to watch the whole fight. Did it with a few other people I know.
I watched the fight.
And like
Yeah.
McGregor to be facing one of the top 5 boxers, probably top 10 boxers of all time. I don't really know exactly where I'm not a boxing expert, but from what I know, one of the best boxers of all time, 50-0, impeccable career. Floyd Mayweather, he competed very well. Came out of the gate, socked him,
Thomas,
and first 3 or 4 rounds he won.
Mayweather, Thomas, has always done that. He's a late round winner. Okay?
That's true.
He gets you right. He doesn't get tired. He sits there. He'll take you. Then he'll just get you.
But I'm saying McGregor has the fighting pedigree, and he's done fine against one of the best boxers of all time because he's a good fighter. He's
think,
not the dude to mess
I
with.
know, but I think that fight goes away. I don't see like a clear like favorite in that one. That's a good one.
I mean, that's fair.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing with like.
But it's also like Jake's not going to step into the octagon.
No, but that's what we're talking about. Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's a interesting fight. It's not like a.
McGregor can still box. He can box. He's better than most boxers.
Yeah. Now is he
some
training for that
boxers.
right now? I don't know.
I assumed as soon as he heard the video, he went to the gym. Would be my that
Probably.
Would be my. He'd be like, honey, I'm going to go defend your honor. I'll see you next year. You know.
Yeah. Man.
And also, just as a man, especially a man like McGregor, who obviously has a lot of pride and confidence in himself.
That's understandable.
Is he going to say no?
Well, there's no reason he shouldn't. $50 million is
And
on the table.
Even
I
if
would
it
go
wasn't
get knocked
50,
out.
And this guy
that's
just called your
that's
wife a 4.
Yeah.
I would get knocked
Like,
out.
Just
for $50
brought her
million.
out of nowhere.
There's no reason Conor shouldn't at least try.
Like, think
Just
about it.
try.
If right now Smart offered you $50 million, he is already rich, but still, I'd get knocked out, win a fight. I don't care.
But now it's personal.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
Because you can call the dude out, but if you call out his woman, like if you call out the man's wife, that's another level.
Yeah, that's
I
another
think he
step.
would have personally. If someone did that and I was in McGregor's position, we can forget the 50 mil. That's just icing on top of the.
Do you
cake,
think that he actually means this, or he's doing it for publicity?
I think he means it.
I think that if Conor McGregor wanted to fight Jake Paul would be like, yeah.
Oh no, I think he
Like,
wants to fight.
Oh, you're saying this stuff
Do
about.
you think he's saying this stuff just to get under Conor McGregor?
I think
that's
some
his
of it
main
he
point.
really means. I think when he's calling out him and Dana White for being not courageous.
Wait, but Dana White, how's he involved? He's
He's the guy that organizes the fights a lot of the time, or something.
Yeah, I thought he was like UFC.
He is UFC, but like I kind of he does something. Does he do any boxing stuff? I don't know. I think it's just the fact that he somehow something to do with McGregor. I don't know. Maybe he won't organize it.
He said that there's a 0% chance that Conor McGregor would ever fight Jake Paul, and Jake Paul's like.
Maybe that's just because he said that.
I think it's
I
just
don't know
'cause
what actual power he would have.
Dana White's just saying like
it's not gonna happen.
That would never happen, and it's because Jake Paul is like.
Yeah.
He probably said something mean about Jake Paul. And
Right.
Jake Paul can't.
Dana White has said stuff about Logan and Jake before. Like he said, Logan.
He said they can box, right?
No.
That
was Joe. I think that was Joe.
That might have been Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan said that. Dana White said something about on somebody's podcast. I can't remember their name. It's a pretty popular YouTuber, but they were he said, yeah, this is where the sport of boxing is, talking about Logan and Mayweather. Like kind of like going down on them.
Oh,
but
yeah.
That's what I think about that.
That's a fair objection, though.
But I think, okay, sport of boxing, it doesn't matter. That's going to make more money than most UFC fights.
Yeah. Which is true.
And that's
but if you're talking about the integrity of boxing,
that's what he's talking
I understand.
about. Like really doing it how it's meant to be done.
This isn't. Yeah.
This goes back to the conversation we had last week about the sideshow speculation.
Professional sports, though, are about money. Let's be honest. Like,
you're right.
Think about any sport.
Dollar signs.
The amount of views is how much the players get paid. That's how it is.
Right. Exactly.
So I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm fine with it. I don't see a problem with it.
No, I don't.
Oh, you're talking about the fight or what he said?
No,
the fight. Okay,
no,
I wanted to clarify.
Right. Like in turn,
no, I think it'd be great if the fight happened for entertainment reasons, like you were saying.
I don't think it would have any long-lasting effects on boxing as a sport.
No, because I think maybe
there will be a subgroup of people that are boxing fans that are gonna obviously hate this and say this is not boxing, but it won't have any long-lasting effect
because you're not gonna have a lot of YouTube.
Exactly, that's gonna be a really small group of people. The majority of people are still gonna be like, I want to see Jake Paul and Conor McGregor.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think it's gonna bring more popularity to the sport.
More
viewers will start watching
it. Because boxing has kind of took a nosedive in popularity in general.
I didn't start watching it until YouTubers boxed.
Yeah.
Right. But now you're interested in it in general too.
That's
right. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So I think it could be good for boxing in the long term, but in the short term it can make it look bad. But the thing is, you have like the Logan Paul KSI fight. You have the Nate Robinson, then the Mayweather Paul, and now you're going to most likely have this fight. It's just the Paul brothers. You don't have a lot of guys who are YouTubers who want to put their bodies on the line like that, or who have the publicity to make it happen. Because the Paul brothers already have money. They didn't need to do this. They wanted to. So I don't think it's going to be a widespread phenomenon. So,
that's true.
It is what it is, really. But definitely going to be interesting. I definitely split it with a couple people so I could watch it.
Facts.
Yeah.
I was thinking about us three watching the Mayweather fight.
Oh no, absolutely. I think we get maybe get
how much is? I heard the pay-per-view was like. I heard the pay-per-view was like $25.
But when the first million,
but it gets.
It'll go.
Yeah, if you want to pay for it, pay for that now because it's going to get to 60. I think.
Can we pay for it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
First million.
Yeah.
I honestly like today. That's what I'm thinking because people are going to buy it.
That's
a million people.
It goes up like to 40 after a month or something.
We could get people to buy in at the market value, kind of like buying and selling stocks. Like if we bought it 25 by 3, that's like what,
$8.9
or something.
It's like $8.30, whatever.
Some
8 and some cents for
yeah.
each of us.
And then like if it gets to 60 and 1 or 2 other people want to, we could be like, okay, but you have to do like whatever. What's a fifth of 60? Like 12. Like I'm so stupid. What's 60 over 5? What's 60 over 5? Well, I'm saying 12? Like because let's say we do it for 25.
Yeah, it's 12.
And it goes like, I thought it was 12. But I didn't want to be having to slow down. But so we could be like, yeah, pay us $12 a piece, and that'd be fair for like 10.
I see what you're saying.
We make our money back a little bit.
I keep getting a text, dude, about this podcast. I posted on my story.
Really?
I keep getting a text. Josie just texted me.
We posted it like today, right? The first episode, and we've had a decent bit of support, like some people we know saying, "Hey, this is really cool." Mm-hmm. I think last time I checked, we got
20 subs right now.
20 subs, 99
one
views.
view off of the big hundo.
Big hundo, which for us is a big deal because it's kind of cool.
It's just cool.
Yeah, so thanks, guys. Keep liking, subscribing, sharing it. We appreciate it. Yeah. But anyways, moving on to our next little bit, we kind of want, for those of you who don't know us and aren't texting us because you previously knew us, we just wanted to like really briefly just say a little bit about ourselves. Because you really have no clue who we are, which we won't tell you too much because we're private people. But
I prefer to keep it that way. I don't want them to know who
you can just say a little bit of your interests.
I don't even want them to know my name. That's why
it's too late for
fake
that.
Name.
Oh, what's your real name?
That's right. He's been introducing me as Luke.
Right.
It's not me. I don't.
Because at all the family reunions he's been preparing for this, tell me the wrong name.
That's true.
The past 18 years.
For the past 18 years, I've been lying to you about my name.
Right.
And I've also got everybody else in on the trip too.
Bro, you're slick.
Thanks, bro.
You even got your mom's.
You honestly got us.
Your mom and dad are even in on it. Like,
that's
wow. Just from birth.
I'm just different.
So Luke over here, why don't you start, Luke? Tell us some of your interests.
All right. I'm 47. I'm from the Ukraine. The Ukraine. Would it be like the Ukraine?
Doesn't matter.
It would be Ukraine.
I just say Ukraine, but I think you could.
I think that works.
No one cares. It's Ukraine.
I'm 18. My name's Luke.
You just lost a lot of Ukraine viewers, Thomas.
You just lost all of our Ukraine
I'm sorry,
viewers.
It was just
think about throughout the world.
He lost all 3 of our Ukraine viewers.
Ukraine. Dude. I think that's a big.
That's a whole country.
Ukraine's really cool.
My apologies. I'll tweet an apology later. I'm sorry. Just a joke.
Get canceled.
Hey, he trash talked South Carolina last week. So.
That's true, but I think more people don't like.
Stop
South
going out Ukraine.
Yeah,
Ukraine is trash talk South Carolina.
God, let's talk about yourself. Just a little.
I don't know what to like. About what?
You like weightlifting?
I'm 18 years old. I lift weights sometimes.
You just say your grade, your high school senior.
No, they don't need to know that.
Okay, he's 18.
Not a high school.
Okay, he's not a high school senior.
Okay, here, let me go.
It's college senior.
I got it going. I'm a professional water polo player for the Charlotte Tigers.
Is that even a team?
I really can't swim that well, but I make it work.
He can't swim. One time we were in the pool and he kept trying to get to the side. I just kept cutting him off.
My name is Jeffrey Wilkins, and
okay.
I work an internship at Freightliner.
Okay, very cool.
Yep, that's me. What else can I say? None of that was true, but
so we're not going to talk about ourselves. It's just like
we're talking about ourselves right now.
My name is really Isaiah. I play basketball on the side just because I have water polo, but besides that, I play a little basketball from time to time. But that's it.
Relative to these two, I'll be giving you a wealth of information.
Nobody wants that, but
I know. I played basketball and football in high school. History's a cool subject. I'm a college freshman. Since we're not being very revealing, but that's probably an adequate amount. Anyways, so we have a fun little philosophical dilemma.
But before you get there, Thomas,
okay,
that 3 sentences you just said, did you really have to put that on our
Yeah, it was just
notes?
So we were on the same page. We had notes.
It's like, man, I can't remember this. I played basketball and football in high school. I love history.
Forgot what school he goes to.
Yeah.
He's a freshman at what?
UNC.
Oh no.
What is that? Thomas.
I'm cutting that part out. I'm not.
That was your fault.
I'm not leaving me saying.
No, because now we can't. Now we can't. It was a joke. Now we can't cut it out because we had this whole bit. About
You just cut out that little bit and we talk about it. But nobody knows what we're talking about.
Okay. Anyways, we can decide we cut that later. Anyways, so see now we had. So everybody sit still in case we do cut it.
No, we're not gonna do that.
Okay,
we'll just come back.
We have a fun little dilemma. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of this. It's called the trolley dilemma. And I'm sure you've had to do this in class. I know me and Luke were talking about it earlier.
I don't know the name of it. I bet you I've heard it.
It's when you have a trolley, right? And there's no brakes. You can't stop it. And you control the switch.
It's like a skateboard going downhill. Okay.
That's fair enough. It's okay. If it helps them understand.
As long as
if
you
it helps them understand.
It's like a skateboard going down, as long as you understand. And you can keep it on track where it kills 5 people.
Oh, I know
the workers.
Okay,
the workers working on the trolley rail. Or you can pull the lever and kill just one person. I want to get both of y'all's responses. What do you do?
I have a great response for this.
Okay.
I'm real, so I put it on one wheel, and I lean by the one person to get back on the track.
In this scenario, you can't.
It would cut their feet off.
Nah,
but
he's allowed. If he can pull it off,
Thomas,
he's allowed.
If you can pull it off, that's fine.
It would cut both their feet off or their head. Their choice.
Their choice.
It's one of their
dealer's choice.
Which one do you not want? Oh, I already got his head.
Sorry.
Give you time. Give you time.
But okay, let's assume you couldn't pull it off, just for the sake of the question.
Never have. Okay.
Would you take out the 5 people just because it's only going to happen, or would you make the decision to pull the lever and kill the one person?
Watch this. Which people? Who are they? No, I'm joking.
That matters.
No, you have no knowledge.
They're
you
just
know
random.
You just know that people who work the same construction job. That's all you know.
My construction.
Because in this scenario, they're working on the trolley railing.
No, not even. They're just randomly picked people, and they're on this train.
Fine, they're just random people on the rails.
Okay. Now, is there any chance that my trolley could get off the track for me? Because it depends on the size of the person. That's a real fact. I'm not gonna. If I see big person, I don't want to hit. Or it's 5 people that are really really small.
Are you saying there's less chance you'll hit them?
No, think about it. If they're really big, it might mess my trolley up and throw me off the road.
That's fair enough.
No,
what about his trolley?
If they're 5,
the trolley is already going to crash. You're choosing which direction.
Jumping off, but evenly sized people.
That's fine that you jump off.
The regular size.
I think you're not even
the
on the
same
trolley.
Size people. Yeah. Oh, actually.
Sometimes you're not. You're just side. You're on the
seen,
sideline.
what's the show about the afterlife?
I think I picked the one person.
Oh, The Good Place?
The Good Place.
Yeah,
in The Good Place, they're on the trolley.
They're on the trolley in that one, yeah.
But I think you
so they ran somebody
over.
over? They ran somebody over?
Nah, bro.
Well, in the scenario they did, because the one dude can make stuff in the afterlife because he's a demon or something.
Is The Good Place a sitcom?
Yeah, it's a sitcom.
Because I only watch sitcoms, so that's
The Good Place is
sitcoms.
Good. It's not like Office, Parks and Rec level, but it's
moderately funny.
It's really good though.
And it is fun.
Is it
it's
funny?
one of my
is it funny?
right?
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
But it's not the same.
There's hilarious,
it has
funny comedic value.
But it also it's funny.
If that's your scale. It has comedic value.
Yeah, okay, comedic value. But it's good because it's not the same as a comedy sitcom. But it's really not even a sitcom because it's not viewed in the same way. But it's kind of similar in quality. They're good.
Okay.
Because it has a plot line. It's not just these little episodes and they eventually come together.
Okay, now I will say community value can be up here, but it depends on what community value.
That's fair.
Okay. But what were we talking about?
Trolley problem.
Oh, I'll hit the one person. I feel bad about it.
So you'll be utilitarian and say the least pain cost because it only hurts one person compared to 5.
Yeah, I just don't. Either way, it doesn't seem like a great decision or great for me as a person. I feel like that's gonna that's gonna put some weight on you.
Because the difference is you could let it happen and not have any control.
Exactly.
Or you can make the conscious decision to go kill the one person. So it's did you murder them and kill one person, or did you not murder but let 5 people? This was I'm not saying that's how you have to look at it, but it's one way some people look at it.
I mean, it's a tough thing to be. It's a tough decision. Think about it.
It's also,
when would that happen?
I was gonna say, it's also not one of those decisions that you can make and then that's actually what will happen. You're gonna act so differently if you were ever in a situation.
It's just an intellectual.
Thing, but
obviously,
if you were ever in that situation where you had to pull the lever,
you don't know what
you have no clue what you would do. You'd probably just be bewildered. You'd be like,
you might just not pull it because you're so in shock.
Yeah, you might be. You
would never
in the situation where you are aware. I feel like I'd have to be the one person. But it would. I mean.
Yeah.
No, okay. I have one for you.
Okay.
5 people you don't know versus 1 person you do know. No,
I like them.
Actually, yeah, you like them. Okay.
How much do I like them? Are we acquaintances? They gave me some homework one time.
Best friend or close family.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah, for me, if it's mom sitting over there on the track, I'm sorry. Those 5 strangers are out. I'm not saying that's the right decision because I don't know. But mom's still gonna make it to Christmas dinner. She's gonna be fine.
I was gonna say I can make it really polarizing and say, what if your mom is the single but your dad is also on the other 5?
No, because now it's sounds like,
and then it's like,
more. I'm just not going to answer.
No, but then it's just like,
I
think
then you have like 2 pretty much equal people you
exactly,
love, and then
like
4 more people.
Yeah, that makes it much harder.
That would be one of the
because here's the thing. I would be, if we had to say practically speaking, Dad makes a little more than Mom. I'm not going to tell you what our parents do, but our mom's a teacher.
Practically,
that's terrible.
You don't
my
do
mom's
this.
a teacher. No,
okay,
no. I'm thinking I'm at the house technically because I'm in college, so I have to think about.
You're in college, so you're at the house. Explain that to
But
us.
like I'm saying,
like,
I'm close to being out of the house and being on my own. I'm 19. I can leave and take care of myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
You and Madeline are still minors. We have a little
point.
sister. Whose name
is your argument that they need more financial?
No. I'm giving 2 different scenarios.
Okay.
Let me finish. The argument could be like, food cost, whatever.
I disagree with
because
that.
let me finish. Let me finish because
you're
if Dad
arguing.
makes more, I'm like, and the 4 people, although I love them both equally, I have to think about the ramifications, the consequences. But on the other hand,
I can tell you why that's not true financially.
it's Mom.
But I have to say after the podcast.
I don't really know what you're talking about, but I don't want to.
I can't really say it on the podcast.
I don't know. Well, let's just say.
I was
I
just trying to introduce a new idea and like throw you off.
So we don't know how much
I
our
can
parents
say
make,
if you can cut this
but
out.
we're just saying that
our
mom's a
I
teacher.
could cut this
Teachers
out.
are underpaid.
Okay,
I could just bleep this out.
Yeah, okay.
Teachers should be paid more.
That's true.
Say it like from pretty much right here.
That's all we have to say is that teachers should be paid more. Mom makes a little less money because she's a teacher, and I have to think about those 2. Is my point.
Okay.
Not even myself, because
Yeah,
I could get a student loan. I could drop out of college, go to community college, or do work or internship, something. I can do something. He hasn't finished high school. Our little sister's in middle school. Yeah. That's what I would be thinking about. If I'm like, now that's more of a utilitarian perspective. I don't consider myself a utilitarian because utilitarians only think about the consequences. Yeah. They don't value moral actions. They value consequences only, which I think I have to go back and look at some. I wrote a paper about this for one of my classes, so I had some thoughts on it. It's just been a minute, but to give some better reasons. Well, I didn't know we were going to go into it this deep.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my problem with utilitarianism. I think that there should be a balance between you need to weigh the consequences, but you have to make sure your actions have to be motivated correctly as well. I think there needs to be a balance.
Yeah.
It's a balancing act.
Yeah, I understand.
There's no exact equation, but it's not
a tough situation.
Because some people will be known as a Kantian.
What does that mean?
Immanuel Kant was a Enlightenment philosopher.
Yeah.
You probably remember him in social studies or history or something.
Yeah.
He would say, he's like the opposite side of the coin in this scenario. He would be like, well, this way you're not. I'm not saying he would say this, but it's my presumption. He would say you're not murdering anybody, so you just let it happen. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's exactly how his philosophy works out, but that's basically what are your motivations or morals behind it in general would be his thing. But then he completely ignores the consequences of any of his actions because his only value of doing the right thing is within your motivation.
Yeah,
you have to have a balance. So that's where the trolley dilemma. I would probably personally, forget mom and dad, just the 5-person, 1-person. I would probably choose the 1 person because
you'd make the conscious decision
that
pull a lever.
Just because I would think about the consequences in that scenario. I think there's other reasons to be considered, but I don't know these people. It'd be easier if you had okay, maybe these are family people, and this one guy has murdered his whole family. That'd make it a lot easier.
If you had all this information about them.
But it could be the other way and be like, these 5 people have all killed the whole families, and this guy helps his community, works at the soup kitchen. I don't have that information, so I'm going to take a gamble and say that at least someone in that group of 5 people is going to be good, or multiple people.
That situation.
Or they have families or something. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, let's say you get 5 people, right? And you have 1 person. Okay. Let's say the 1 person been in prison a little bit. He stole, but he's trying to work back from that and become a better person.
He's not necessarily a bad person. He's made mistakes.
Now, 2 out of the 5 people on the 5-person side, actually, let's go 3. 3 of the 5-person side are murderers and terrorists. Okay?
Oh, see, terrorists is like...
But then you have 2 other people that are
great citizens.
That donate. They try to donate, help home a bunch of people all the time,
and they do it for the right reasons.
Do it for the right reasons. They make it, and the money they make, they don't ever use it at all.
They don't have
all their money.
cars.
Use all their money that they make to help other people.
They're like great, respectable people.
So
what do you do in that situation?
What do you do there, Thomas? No, and listen, this is Luke. You can answer if you want to, but this is really a question to Thomas. Mm-hmm. You give him a tough one because he wanted to bring this argument up.
Because if we're using because what Mill would say with the utilitarian thing, because that's kind of how I look at this situation. I'm not a utilitarian because I don't like all his stuff, like how it's just a zero-sum game.
Yeah.
But
I think
when choosing who stays alive, that's kind of how you look at it.
Terrorist Thomas.
But I don't. More people. But see, I don't. Here's the flaw with Mill's utilitarianism. He says that even if you make an action that seems good, let's say I'm a judge and I grant Luke has done some crime and I try to be forgiving. I would say being forgiving and merciful and giving someone a second chance is a good thing to do, especially if it's just like a first-time offense, right?
Yeah.
But now if Luke goes and does something awful and I'm like, wow, how could I have let this person go? Whereas if I did it with another person just like Luke and they turned out to be a great citizen in society, Mill would say that my action was right or wrong based on the outcome, not on the fact that I try to give someone a second chance. So it could be the same situation, and he just cares about outcome. So,
well, in the outcome, if you kill one person, then 3 terrorists, let's say they kill 5,000 people.
Just to clarify, I'm talking about Mill, John Stuart Mill, who's like a big utilitarian. But anyways, you say that again?
Let's say, you see 5 people, you see 1 person, and then you killed the 1 person, and then those 3 terrorists go to kill 5,000 people.
That's my point. I can't project the effect that these 3 terrorists are going to have.
Yeah.
For all I know, these 3 terrorists are going to walk off, shoot the 2 good people and leave, or they walk off and get arrested immediately and are never seen again. Go to Guantanamo or something. I don't know.
That is a point.
But see, I don't know the effects, so and you can't calculate the options.
No, I said I don't know what to do.
Okay.
Tough situation.
You can't calculate the effects. I don't know. I just don't know what to do. I could not give you an honest answer.
I don't know. Hit a 360. Try to go the other way.
I don't know. That's that tough stuff in philosophy and like ethical stuff, which is like, what do you do? Luke, we never got your original answer to the original question. Yeah, it's 5 person, 1 person. What do you think? Just in general, 5 person.
I didn't give an answer to that question on purpose.
Wow, nice.
People can't know.
Why?
I'd kill all 6. Have you seen the thing where the trolley that's like this way?
Oh, it slides.
Yeah, I wouldn't actually do that, by the way.
I have just a joke.
I have a
little edgy humor.
Thomas, I don't know if we've been on this topic too long, but
we've been on it for a little bit.
Time-wise, I think we're okay because I
do have a pretty good one.
It's okay.
That really questions you, Thomas. As a person, it's gonna be tough. Okay, there's a trolley in the middle. You're here.
There's a trolley.
You're here. Okay, I'll show you. Trolley right here.
Okay.
You're here. Another person's here. Random person. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You have a button. You can either make it go and kill them. They're tied up. They can't do anything. Or you can make it kill you.
Do you know anything about this person?
Nope.
They're completely random.
Nope.
All right, cool.
That's a tough one.
They're dead.
It depends.
They died already.
I'm going to tell you. It depends on how I feel in the day, and most likely, I can't say. So I mean,
I don't know, dude.
These are the things like I don't really think you can speculate about what you would do, and you can talk about what the right thing to do is, but you're never going to know until you do it.
That's true.
But good conversation. I mean, it's a fun conversation to have as far as just like weighing the different because there's a lot of things to be considered. Honestly,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Because I think there is always an objectively right or wrong thing to do, but sometimes that objective answer, I think there's always an objectively. I think because if you're being subjective, it's just like, oh, there's not rules. There's rules. I mean, just because if you say there's no rules, that's a rule.
Yeah,
contradicts itself.
I understand.
That's more of an absolute relativism than a moral relativism. But anyways, we need to move on to our next topic, which is a little bit about COVID-19. So. Here's what specifically the regulations. So one of the things about COVID, the big debate is that how do we weigh rights versus regulations? I want to hear what y'all get before we get into some of the specific stuff that we found about different places. Isaiah, what do you just in general like wearing a mask? Do you think people should wear a mask or should be forced to? Is it more of an ethical issue for you or a government power thing? Or what do you think?
I think the government should not be able to enforce it. I'm not sure if they are or not. I don't think they should be able to
enforce it. Some places have
unless it's in the Constitution, I don't think they should be able to enforce it. Ethical private businesses can say that,
I was about to say.
Private businesses can say,
right.
If you don't have a mask on and they kick you out, they have the option. But ethically wise, I think you should. If you should wear a mask, if it's gonna save lives. But also, like, we have regulations now for like during our practices, we have to wear a mask, which makes it really hard to breathe when you're going.
Right.
Which I don't think we should have to do that. But
do you think that's more impractical than dangerous?
Yes.
Because you guys spend a lot of time around each other, don't go out a whole lot because you guys don't go to school.
I think more the other teams we play, I guess.
Right.
Should the prioritization in your case be your comfort playing basketball or people not getting COVID? Like, should the way that they solve your situation say, oh, you don't need to wear a mask, it's okay? Or should they just say, okay, well, no basketball because people cannot be that close to each other if they don't have a mask on?
I understand, but there's people with like asthma.
Yeah.
Which like we have a guy on the team with asthma, and if he can't breathe, he can really cause some trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Which it could probably be more deadly than if he gets a COVID from the game.
Mm-hmm. True.
But I mean, it's a tough scenario because I mean, obviously we want to play our season.
Yeah.
But,
right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all right with being able to wear the mask. If we can still have the season, if that's the only option.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's a tough situation.
It is. It's hard.
Luke, what do you think in general about like masks specifically? We'll get into other regulations in a second, but like,
like he said, enforcement wise, legally, there's nothing you can do about that. I don't think. Well,
wait,
I don't know.
We can't do anything legally, or
legally, like the government couldn't say it's illegal for you to not have a mask on. But then I'm gonna make the argument like it's illegal for me to walk into anywhere without pants on.
Right. So you say it's the same.
So
thing.
is it like that? I mean,
like a public health and safety issue.
But it's even more than that. I take my pants off. That's really weird for everybody else there. But no one else is. Well, they might be in danger, but they're not in death danger. You know, if I don't have my mask on and I have COVID, that could be death danger for like the guy that has asthma on your team. Like, so I don't know. It's just hard to like you said, balance what we can ask you to do and make you do.
Right.
You know, it's hard. And the government is never going to have that crystal clear, like, this is what we should do. Answer.
There's so much division among the people and politicians.
Here's a scenario. You get this option.
Okay.
No pants and mask. Or pants and no mask.
Pants and no mask.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm wearing pants. I'm sorry. I'm wearing pants.
Oh, listen.
Wait. I'm wearing pants.
Okay.
I'm wearing pants, dude.
But let's say
I don't care how self-confident. If I look like, if I look like Thor, I don't care. Okay. I'm wearing pants.
No shoes, no socks.
Okay.
With mask. Okay. Or shoes and socks. No mask.
Where am I walking? What is this ridiculous?
I just said, like, what
broke down Walmart.
Absolutely not. There could be hazards in there. I could cut myself. That would
provide
more immediate danger than me having COVID.
But
no,
sure.
Also,
stop.
Do you not think that Walmart, like, if you think I could walk into a Walmart and be like, oh no, I forgot my mask. Like, they'd have those medical whatever masks.
No, you don't get a mask if you have shoes on.
Oh, but I just cannot. I physically can't wear a mask if I'm wearing shoes.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, wait. Let's move on.
This scenario, it was completely different.
Yeah, I know.
It's okay.
I know.
Yeah.
But I think what Luke's saying is like it's a public health thing, or even if like your pants aren't going to be like you made a joke about being dangerous. Obviously, if you take off your pants, it's not a danger.
It's not deadly,
but
dangerous.
it's one of those things where I think you can if you
beautiful.
go into a store, like it's not like a government thing. Like you could walk around with just your underwear on.
Yeah, but like. Please don't.
Please don't. We don't recommend this. Absolutely. Wear some clothes, people.
And if you are going to do that, hit me up so I can come too. Because, like, might as well, right? You only get
follow the bandwagon.
Might as well. If,
Nothing like that mob mentality. But yeah, like, so I think businesses, absolutely. If you're walking into my business or if you're walking to a government building, if it's not your property, basically, if it's someone else's property, like private property, they can absolutely tell you to wear a mask.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. If it's government property, which is technically your property, well, even though because you pay taxes or whatever.
I don't like that voice.
Your property. I'm sorry. I'll stop using voice.
Use your Australian/British, whatever you want to do.
Don't.
G'day, mate. It's your property.
It's like in between, depending on what phrase.
Sometimes, well, really, it's more Australian. But when try to do a British accent, it just automatically goes.
When he tries to do a British, it like starts like the first 3 words.
I have to say specific phrases.
He like goes British, then automatic Australian.
Yeah, I have to say if I do like a very typical British, cheerio, mate, how do we do? But then if I try to go into regular speak,
terrifying.
It just goes into like straight Australian.
Like it's like he starts British, also he starts talking about alligators and on the bio. Like how many talking about honest? You've never been there.
He's an alligator in its natural habitat. Anyways, stop getting us off topic.
I think
this is your fault. Okay, the regulation issue that we really want to talk about. Personally, to finish up with the mask thing, I think you should wear masks just to protect other people and to ease people's fears. Who like, there's been some people, one of the well-publicized people who's lost a lot of people. Carl Anthony Towns, the center for the Minnesota Timberwolves, has lost 7 family members since it started, including his mother. So it's people like that I want to be considerate of, and whether I believe if it's true or not, because there's some people who think it's overhyped or untrue. I'm not saying there's not misinformation out there on some level. I don't know.
That's with everything.
Because
I don't think anything is exact, to be honest.
Right. But at the same time, there's some truth.
Numbers are always messed with.
Yeah, numbers are. There's lies, big lies, and statistics. Like there's always some kind of like some context that things we need to put into, or some details that aren't always said on the mainstream media that you need to do some research into for whatever. Yeah. But I think just to be considerate of people who are scared of getting it, who might be elderly or have other symptoms or other issues that could make them susceptible. It's just a considerate thing to do. Yeah. Even if you don't believe, even if you don't believe it's true, it's considerate because you should know at least it's a real thing. Like COVID is real. You can believe other things.
That's true.
Yeah, but like there's some people who are just like, ain't gonna kill me. It's like, well, it could kill someone else. So that's my point.
Ain't gonna kill me. It could kill you.
It could kill you.
It could, but that's what some people say.
Even if you don't want to wear the mask for yourself and your own safety,
it's to protect others.
Yeah,
it's not that much of a discomfort. It's not like
it's not a huge deal. Now, if you have an asthma thing and you have an actual breathing problem, I don't know how bad it would have to be. I'm fine with you not wearing.
It's not like they said tape a 40-pound weight to your neck and walk around like this. They said wear something that's less than a quarter of a pound and put it around your neck.
It can be a little discomfortable, but for the most part, unless you have a significant breathing issue, you'll be fine. But one of the main regulations, that's really just the intro thing, like the basic thing that people talk about. One of the main things that's been happening is that a lot of small businesses have had to be very restricted, particularly restaurants.
Yeah.
And even here in North Carolina, we have a 10 o'clock curfew now. Like, is COVID more dangerous after 10? I'm confused. Like,
that is a weird point.
Yeah, like does it?
Well, think about. I mean,
I do DoorDash after 10, and I'm fine. Like, granted, I have a mask. I'm in a car by myself, but the fact is, like, if you go out after 10, it doesn't increase your chances. So if it's about keeping people home, that's
I wonder if it's that they
Yeah, but what's open after 10 that
McDonald's?
Wendy's is.
But that you're in close proximity to somebody else.
Unless you do an event, but even then, if I really wanted to
just start
hang out with some buddies.
10.
I was going to say, if I really wanted to have an event, I just have it at like 7.
And cops aren't going to enforce it. Most cops think it's ridiculous.
Well,
that's a generalization.
There's no enforcement.
Okay, a lot of cops think it's ridiculous. I'm not going to say most.
Enforcement can be done because literally all I'd have to do if I wanted to get out of that situation is say that I went to get food. Like there are certain things that they list that you're allowed to go do. So if I'm allowed to go do these things,
right?
Well, the only reason I'm going out after 10 is to get food. There's no reason I need to go anywhere.
Now some people party, or so I think that's what they're concerned about. But they can party if they really
wanted to party, dude, and
or just get together.
That's what I'm saying. If you're trying to prevent a party, like a get-together party, all those people are just going to get together before 10 and stay at that house until they can leave the next morning.
Right.
If they're that worried about
how early?
And that's what if you're good friends with those people,
that's 10 to 5.
Really?
Yeah.
I've had to leave at I've had to leave before 5 o'clock. Like to get to practice.
I go work out at like 4:30 in the morning.
That's
every once in a while.
So like that's what I'm saying. There's all these excuses. But
so especially in other parties.
But so many things are excusable that I don't understand why everything isn't excusable. Like I feel like everything that is excusable, or I feel like everything that's not.
Well, you could just say it
can fit into that category somewhere.
It's not going to be strictly policed enough to be effective. It doesn't make much sense medically speaking.
I don't understand.
I think it's a policy thing that people are trying to do for PR.
That's probably true.
That's what I think it is.
Just so that they did something against COVID.
Right. Here's my theory, because in the other two states that we were about to talk about, New York and California, where they're really getting really strict about this stuff. they're Democrat-controlled areas. I'm not going to go on this whole rant about Democrats or anything or liberals. I'm going to be very fair, but I'm just saying I think because their party is much more active than the Republican Party, that they want to do that for the PR purposes. Because I don't think they actually mean it. Because Gavin Newsom, governor of California, was I think I had an article pulled up about it. Yeah. Basically, he in the very same period of time after he said all this stuff about not going to restaurants and stuff, he went to a lobbyist birthday party where there was people from at least 12 different families there.
I think.
Wow.
So obviously defying his own regulations. Yeah. And I don't think they had the proper PPE and mask on. I could be wrong about that, but the fact that he went to a popular restaurant very soon after he said that shows the level of hypocrisy.
No, I think the small businesses having so many regulations. I think there needs to be a balance with finding COVID regulations and keeping the economy up and going.
Which some states are doing better than us. North Carolina, which is a purple state, we have a lot of Republicans who have power. Yeah, we have a lot of Democrats. Our governor Roy Cooper's a Democrat, and in all fairness, our businesses are open. Like you can go eat in most places. The places that you can't go eat at, it's the decision. Like I know there's a buffet in town. There's a Chinese buffet that we've been able to go eat at because they're chosen.
Very disappointing.
Yeah, very disappointing. It's the best buffet in town, China buffet.
Yeah,
it's a shame. But, anyways,
sadly.
that's that individual place's decision.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the Chick-fil-A's are only takeout or drive-through. But a lot of fast food restaurants.
I don't think you can eat I haven't.
No,
what fast food restaurant can you eat inside of other than
Wendy's?
Zaxby's?
You can eat inside Wendy's, Zaxby's, Bojangles.
Actually, remember that one time you got kicked out of the Bojangles?
We got kicked out of Bojangles?
No, we were lifting one day and Thomas went to the Bojangles and
oh yeah, there was that was a while ago. That was a few months ago.
He was like,
there we go.
Why is the door unlocked? A few months ago when the lockdown was more strict in North Carolina, I was like, okay, some places are open, some aren't, and I was like, this lady was like, no, you can't come in. I was just like, well, why'd you leave the door unlocked?
I mean, and the door was unlocked.
Then we went to the drive-thru. It was like,
I apologize. I think I sounded a little snippy. I was like, I'm so sorry, man. But she was like, nah, baby, you're good.
I would put it past a little bit.
But yeah, we all good. She was really nice.
It worked out.
Funny.
It was funny. We got some chicken. Yeah, it was funny just because I was like, it's something hot.
Because me and him were like, dude, that was so rude. Why'd you say it?
It wasn't that bad.
It sounded really, really rude.
But she didn't think it sounded that way.
She didn't think
it was also because you got
which is great, and that's
true. It was very different from your personality.
Yeah, because usually I try to be pretty laid back, but I was just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a bad day.
I know you didn't mean for it.
Yeah, I didn't mean for it.
But didn't we try to go to Subway? All they had was wheat bread.
We tried to go to Subway.
Subway
was that the problem? I thought they were
just closed. But it was in the gas station.
They were missing. They were missing something of
they were just
food. And they just didn't
I think that's right. I think they were missing a whole.
It was something
just a lot of stuff.
It was something.
I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, they were missing like a whole bunch of cheeses and meats. And
we just left. Yeah.
What can we get? A spinach sandwich?
Yeah.
Something that is.
Bojangles is just like.
Yeah, we were working up near his house, and they were right there on the way back to his house. But in general, and then we have California, another instance of the hypocrisy there. That there's a lady who owns a restaurant there. What is the restaurant called? I can't remember what it was called. But basically, I might be on the wrong article. I got it on her tweet right here. Basically, in her town, there's a mayor. His name's Mayor Garcetti, and he said you have to close them down because at first they said you can have the outdoor venue, which is what a lot of places in places like California and other places are doing. They have outdoor venues, and these owners, they're not getting government subsidies, tax breaks, or money. They have to build it on their own dime, and then after building it, was told to shut down even that. But the problem was that the mayor and the city allowed a movie company to have a large luncheon, several tents, right next to the ladies' restaurant in the parking lot for people to eat.
That's right.
But exactly. So how much do they actually care, some of these politicians, or some of the Democrats pandering? I'm not trying to just call out Democrats, just in the instances we're seeing, that's what it looks like. They're trying to pander to their base.
A lot of PR stunts.
It's a lot of PR stunts because that's kind of what their party goes to, which is more more the COVID safe
I don't see this as
regulations.
like a Democratic issue. I think it's more of like any political party, they're going to do a PR stunt though.
Yeah, and Republicans do the same thing against COVID stuff. Like they do the same kind of PR stunts.
Yeah,
like don't wear masks, don't mail in ballots.
Even third parties, if they had enough PR, they would try to.
So because like they do it for different stuff. I'm just saying this is what I think some Democrats are doing for their specific agenda. Whereas Trump was like, don't do mail in ballots because they could get whatever. But mail-in ballots have been used before that. I have mixed feelings about mail-in ballots. I think it could get messed up. I don't think it is, but that's not the point. But the point is, and then you have these restaurants in like New York and other places. They have the plexiglass there. One table's closed, one table's open. You're spaced out.
That's a good.
And they're still getting closed down. People have their mask on until they sit down. And
then you're hurting that business because they had to spend some money to get that
absolutely.
And then you're saying still no.
And restaurants are one of the toughest small businesses to compete in already.
Yes. They have to rent that space.
Yeah, or at least pay their bills on it still if they don't own it. But in these big cities, a lot of times they do rent it because it costs a lot in big cities. Right. Well, on top of utilities, if you have permanent employees. Your employees are laid off. The ones who are minimum wage workers who earn by the hour, they're not getting paid. So it has a trickle down and expanding effect on their families and everybody else.
He goes, right.
Right. So, Isaiah, what do you think about all this government regulation? And should there be some government regulation on this stuff? Like maybe just say takeout or limited dine-in?
I do not think the government should have the power to be able to say that. I think it's up to the people to be able to make the conscious decision to, it's all right, you wear a mask where you go, but I don't think the government should be like, oh yeah, close your business down.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. Now, at any point, do you think the businesses should be closed down? Like, because they don't seem to be posing much of a threat. One article I found was saying that in LA County, where a lot of this stuff is going on with the government shutdown, one of the specific areas, which obviously, if you don't know, it's a huge, huge county, encompasses Los Angeles and several other places. The LA County Department of Public Health has traced cases back to restaurants and bars. A lot of places are getting shut down. Isaiah, I want you to take a gander at what percent of the total cases it's traced back to.
I think I heard you say this.
Did I tell you beforehand?
I feel like I overheard it.
Anyway.
But before you said it, that could have been a good word of the day. He said gander. Very good.
Gander.
It's a very good one.
We can look at it another time.
That's true.
Gander's a very good one. But I want to say, did you say like 3.1, 3.7?
3.1% of all COVID cases that they've been able to trace go back to restaurants and bars. And most of them aren't the independently owned places. They're chains with national infrastructure and support like McDonald's and Subway. It's not these small local bars, pubs, dine-in eateries that are really suffering, like local people who are having to shut down or don't have a drive-through already. It's these chains where most of that's coming from in the county. And here's an even funner number for us to look at. Funner is not a word of the day because it's not a word. Luke, I think I might have told you this earlier. Would you like to take a gander at, which really ganders take a look.
Overusing it.
Okay. Would you like to take a guess at what percentage of the cases are traced back to government agencies in LA County?
I don't actually remember the number that he said.
Did I tell you the number?
You did say the number.
Can we talk about things beforehand a little bit?
Just say one. I don't know.
7.27. It's more. It's pretty much twice as likely.
That's a good number
for you to get it from the government agencies than the local restaurants.
Yeah.
So, but they're not closing down government agencies. Which obviously there are some essential services that are provided by government agencies, but
I don't think you can close down the government agencies. If like a lot of them are very needed. Now, some of them maybe not. I'm not gonna get into that, but I do think the businesses, small businesses, and all businesses should be able to stay open.
Right. And one thing that I find interesting is when they say essential and non-essential businesses. Well, it might not be let's say a flour company might not be essential
have a wedding
to everybody, but hey, you have a wedding, but because it creates an economic impact.
Yeah,
it's not the best time. I wouldn't have my wedding. I put it off for a little while, but
The line there times might leave you.
Dang, single, so there's no one to leave. Anyway, but so just because they're not essential like food or these other important services, there's people that it's essential to them and essential to their employees and to their consumers.
I agree.
And that's where I think the government doesn't have such a heavy hand.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't have a huge problem with the government saying wear a mask because I think it's not that much to ask for most of the population.
Yeah.
And if it's going to get this virus out of the way, I mean, the U.S. is a huge country. We've had a problem tackling it because, first of all, we're just bigger than other countries. There's more ways for us to transmit it. We're a global power economically.
We're also just stubborn.
And stubborn. So if we can get rid of the stubbornness,
I think that's the biggest problem.
But I'm saying on top of the stubbornness, it still would have taken a long time.
Yeah. But I think the stubbornness is our biggest problem right now. It's just the people that refuse.
But another reason for the stubbornness, some of the stubbornness is partially justified if you think about it. Because think about it. If you're someone who might be stubborn about it, a lot of it, for the most part, is conservatives. I think that's the
I would agree.
That's the vibe I've got. I'm not saying in total it's a lot of conservatives who wear their mask and want to be safe, but they're like they're getting what the media tells them. They're seeing what the CDC tells them. They're seeing what the mainstream media tells them. While I'm going to wear a mask, I completely understand the sentiment to not trust big government and to not trust the mainstream media. Because there's always someone with an agenda.
With the media, before anything has happened recently, the media is always going to put out information or
what they want to say.
They're going to put out something that's going to make them money.
And they're not going to
certain viewers.
They're not going to give you context either. They're going to give you like a little. They might say the 3.1% without telling you that it's just the McDonald's and the Subways, like stuff like that.
Yeah. They won't give you context, but that's how they make their money.
Right, and I'm talking about both sides, like the more conservative Fox News and the liberal CNN.
I
don't trust
even media in the middle. They'll still say stuff out of
depending, because there are some typically unbiased sources. Like, I can't think of it. I think NPR is pretty neutral for the most part, but you still have some bias somewhere. While some sources are better to listen to than others, and the common person who has a family doesn't have as much time to do independent research and read through these big medical things that doctors and stuff post.
Yeah, I agree.
So which is why I think the media is a flawed system because of all the agenda. You know, if we can go back to NBC and Walter Cronkite back in the 60s and 70s just giving you what happened. That's what happened today.
Okay.
But that's not going to happen anytime soon. So I understand the sentiment because, and politicians, they have their own agenda, obviously.
Yeah, that's a very
it's understandable to be skeptical, but at the same point, you see that stuff's happening, so you should wear a mask. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Right, but
very cool.
I think that's about all we have for today, right, fellas?
That's all.
I'm not sure quite what our time was. Viewers, the roughly 100 views so far. Let us know kind of how long you like the podcast. Something I think the last one's about 45 minutes.
Last one's about 45 minutes. 44 minutes and 16 seconds.
17 or 16?
It's 16 seconds.
15.
But
wow.
15.
But like how YouTube adds a second
after
you click on it.
But just kind of let us know what kind of time you like. I think we went over that today. My timer messed up when the computer went off for a second, so I don't know quite how long we were today. But as always, it doesn't hurt you to like or subscribe, so go ahead and do that. Tell a few people about it. If you share or whatever, we'll give you a little tag you in the description as a little thank you. And let us know about some stuff you want us to hear. You want to hear us talk about in the future.
Actually, a good point.
Yeah,
comment things for us to talk about.
Yeah, we want to hear what you guys.
That helps us out. That helps us
out. Yeah, because
get some ideas and
we have things we like to talk about, but it's not easy to sit down and say what should I talk about for an hour.
So there's a lot of things going on.
Yeah,
exactly. A lot of things going on, a lot of things, and we also don't want to focus too much on one thing because we like giving
we go off on tangents.
Yeah, we want to do well-rounded.
Yeah, I talked about one-on-one on our trial.
Yeah. It's like we'll get off tangents and talk about our own stuff. You guys let us know. We'll try to include if it's a really good topic, try to include something like that. At least one of what you guys say a week. And I think we might try to do some of the little quick things at the beginning and then get into our main topics like we did today. Like I saw the UNC score and the thing about pineapples, a little fun fact or something like that. And then we hopped into Jake Paul. But yeah, let us know if you like the podcast. Like, subscribe, share. We really appreciate it. And anything else you guys? Oh, we are going to have a Christmas special that we're going to record, and it's going to be shorter, probably like 25, 30 minutes. Yeah. We'll drop on Christmas, and take a gander at that whenever you'd like to.
Overusing it.
Yeah, but it's a fun word. I use it. I use it all the time.
That's a nice word.
That's a very nice word.
I use it in my everyday speech. Anyways.
Wow, that is different. Okay.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
Not like a lot, but a little bit.
Okay, that's fair.
I drop it a couple times a week. No. Sprinkle it in there.
Okay.
But
that's the point.
We'll give you a word of the day next time we see you, and I think that's it for today, right, guys?
So.
That's
all right. Signing off, Isaiah, Luke, Thomas, CNC Podcast. Hope you've enjoyed it. Have a good one.